Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Gina, and today is Sunday, so it's time to show you my haul from the comic book shop. So, realistically, I would prefer to do this on Wednesdays, but I don't always get off on time from work on Wednesdays to pick up my comics then. So, until that day comes, we will be showing this on Sundays. That way I can keep it kind of consistent. Anyways, so these are the things that I bought. I got five comic issues, and one collected volume, which contains 3 issues in it. So let me just start with this one. This is a back issue. It's issue number 6, and it's Cheetah and Cheshire rob the Justice League. So this is actually the last issue thus far that they made for this series, and they're making a collected volume of it, but I had already got 1 through 5 by the time I realized they were making a collected volume of it. So I went to my local shop and they happened to have this one. So now I have 1 through 6. It's exactly what it sounds like. They are trying to rob the Justice League. Apparently there's like not a tool, but there's something in there that, if I recall correctly, for issue 1, it's like they hold the heroes' powers and stuff, so they could, if they get their hands on that, 1, it would sell for so much money, and 2, that's a lot of power, but their focus is on the money. So that's what this is. And then I also got Exquisite Corpses. This is a collected volume. This issues 1 through 3. This is one of those, like, it's not a dystopian, but it's like every few years, I think 5, they, in this particular town on Halloween, they are allowed to murder each other. I think it's just wealthy families too. Okay, yeah. So 12 killers get dropped into the city, and whoever survives the night, and whoever is the last killer that, lives, that's the winner. But I'm assuming part of the issue is that they don't all know who's actually a killer. So, like, one of the killers that get dropped into here, I'm assuming that's what it is. I haven't read it yet. I heard about it from my brother, and I was very curious about it, so that's why I went ahead and bought it. Plus, it was $10 for 3 issues, so I figured it's worth a try at least. But I'll get to this soon because I want to let my brother know how I thought of this. And then I got issue 61 of Harley Quinn, Batgirl versus Harleen, Crisis of Self. So this is just one of the all-in issues of Harley Quinn. I haven't read this one just yet, but it must be, Harleen is actually Harley Quinn's name, in case you didn't know. That's her actual name. So I'm assuming it's one of those, maybe it's an internal battle between herself as she's pretending to be Batgirl and her actual self of Harleen. Don't know what's going to happen when Harley Quinn, her persona, gets involved. I wonder if that will show up in this issue. I haven't read it yet, but I'm looking forward to it. So that's also an issue I got. This was on my pull list, so that was something. And then the next 3 issues, these right here, I actually went ahead and read. So let's talk about Harley and Ivy, Life and Crime, so Brooklyn's Worst instead of Brooklyn's Finest, And this one, it's one of those that's kind of like it continues the story. There, it's not necessarily, it's not action packed, but it's getting ready to be action packed. So you can kind of get that vibe that that's what's going to happen. And the next issue is going to be more action. But for this issue, there wasn't that much action. You just get to know a little more of the characters, and that's pretty good, honestly. I didn't rate it that high. I think I gave it like 3.5 or 4 stars. Maybe 4 stars. I'm not, I don't remember. But like I just read it and I don't quite remember. But my ratings, they change. I'm a mood reader and I'm a mood rater, you know? So this was pretty good. So far, I do recommend this series. It's written and drawn by Erica Henderson. So if you want to know like the backstory of Harley and Ivy's love story, this is a good series to get into. I do recommend this, especially for any Harley or Poison Ivy fans. I also got issue 4 of Rogue. This one, pretty good. It's one of those things that I go weeks without reading it, and then I jump back into it, and I'm like, oh, I forgot she has a Southern accent. And as someone else who's from the South, like I get it, so I'm able to read it clearly, but how it's written, it does get on my nerves. But it automatically makes you sound it out in a Southern accent in your head, so it's very creative in that sense. I'm also going to recommend this series. So far, it's kind of like Rogue is discovering, like she's having these flashbacks or memories of things happening, and she's wondering where they're coming from, what do they mean, and she's going around to other mutants to see, to try to piece the stories together. But that's all I can really say because this is issue 4. I don't want to spoil it because these issues have so far been a continuous storyline. It hasn't jumped to like the next story. And I'm not sure if Rogue, once it completes this storyline, if that's going to be it for her and then they do something else, or they just like the other issues of like Harley Quinn, All In, and like Black Panther and all that, where they're very long series, but each, like after a certain amount of issues, they jump to another storyline, but it's still connected to the first one, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm wondering if that's what's going to happen or if it's just going to be a short series. But yeah, I do recommend it so far, especially if you're a fan of Rogue. I think it's a pretty good read, and it's not, so far, it's not that bad. But if you get annoyed by how it's written, that may be the only drawback. And it's not necessarily like the storyline, how that's written, but how she speaks. That might be a drawback for you. If you're not used to listening to that type of accent. So that might be a difficult thing for you to overcome. But other than that, pretty good so far. It's also on my pull list, and that's why I've been collecting it. So we're going to move on to the final one, which is Diablo, Dawn of Hatred. So this doesn't seem like something I would typically get, especially like I'm wearing a Hello Kitty shirt today. But my brother and we used to play Diablo together. I kind of miss that. Maybe I should get back into it. That means I had to get the game kind of thing. Anyways, we had played Diablo together and I really enjoyed it. I liked the storyline that was going with it. Definitely liked the art. I liked the heroes or the villains, you know, depending on how you look at it, because the necromancer, you could choose a necromancer and technically they're like villains, but they were playing a hero part. So that's why I picked this up. And honestly, I see why it's also titled Dawn of Hatred, because I'm assuming the main character he's definitely not a happy person. And he's very violent. I think he's a berserker, if I recall correctly. And let me double check. Nope, barbarian. But I feel like the vibes is like a berserker. But regardless to say, I'm not sure just yet if I want to continue this series or to recommend it. I definitely can tell this is more enjoyable for someone who plays Diablo, but you can totally read this, at least this issue, without um, being lost in the sense of like needing to know things in advance. That's what it feels like to me, because all these characters are completely new. I think this is a new storyline as well. I could be wrong. It might not be a new storyline, but I think it is. The ending did kind of throw me off, but that's okay. That's okay. The ending, it made it enough for me to consider getting the second issue, but not enough to actually like put this on my pull list. If that like I need a little bit more. So if this isn't in the comic book shop when the next issue comes out, I'm not going to be upset that it's not in there. But if it is in there, I will buy it. That kind of thing. Like I will purchase it if it's in there. But yeah, so that's all that I bought. And not too bad, honestly. And considering I already read half of what I bought, this is like a good progress for me because normally I'll buy something like a stack of comics and I might not get to that stack because I'm behind on how many things I have, but like I'm trying to catch up. So I'm reading a lot more of these. With all that being said, this is the end of the video. I just wanted to do a quick haul for you all just so you can get an idea of what came out this week because I know not everyone can go out on comic book day, and even on Saturday sometimes people are working. So I wanted for people to see even on a Sunday what's out until they can, so they still have some days till the next week for the next comic release day. So yeah, that's what I got. I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, bye.